Capricorn, I'm here to give you a supermoon series wildcard read straight from the hip with lots of lip. And I already got a lot of downloads coming in for you. This is the first of a series of 4 readings that will be coming out coinciding with each cycle of the supermoons that will be coming in. You kicked off this series, actually, Capricorn, on July 3rd. When the supermoon was in your sign, and we are looking at the period right now that will be leading up to August 1st when we have a supermoon in Aquarius. So it may seem like we're getting to you a little late right now, but there's just so much going on. And actually what comes in on August 1st with that supermoon in Aquarius is just really the tip of the iceberg, okay? August is a very action-packed month, so we're really looking at the information that is applicable to you right now, leading up to that supermoon, and it will serve you in moving forward in that cycle. So we're right on time. We're right on time. Time coming forward very strongly for you on this day, which is actually the last day of the Mayan and galactic calendar before we enter a brand new cycle tomorrow. So again, lots of significance around your sign, Capricorn. I'm feeling that, you know, when we're doing these reads, it's for all significant placements in the chart. Okay, so sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, or strong 10th house placements, okay? But I feel like, you know, you really opened things up with the cycle that brought in the changing of the nodes of destiny, Saturn, time, okay? Father Time is playing a big role in the action that's going down right now. And in fact, when we have the blue moon, the second supermoon, in August on the 31st, that is going to be in the sign of Pisces. And I mean, Saturn, your ruler, has been in Pisces, so it's all very significant. And I found out something new today that I actually did not know. And I found out from my mentor in astrology, Cal Garrison. I feel very, very fortunate to be able to have her come here to Broad Coven and do her astrological talks. She has such wisdom to share. I signed up for her coffee, you know, astrological write-ups and horoscopes because I've been learning so much from her. I'm studying astrology. I'm deepening my knowledge. I know some basics, you know, but I'm currently going through an astrological course. You know, it's a professional course. But I'm studying, you know, I'm studying and I'm really looking to deepen my knowledge. And I'm so fortunate and blessed to have a mentor in Cal Garrison. Anyway, I got her write up today and she was talking about how this is a very special day. It's called the day out of time. And it's when we have sort of like this pregnant pause where we can really get in touch with how we want to set our sights for moving forward into the future. I just think it's perfect because tomorrow we are doing our opening for the last week of Own Your Fire. And the lesson is action. So action is coming in on the first day of the new 13 moon cycle. I love this. You know, it's beautiful the way everything is lining up. There's so much synchronicity coming in. But I'm going to go more into this, you know, a little bit later. I might put something out later tonight just to help people focus their intentions. But this is a very significant time of endings, closing up karmic cycles, obviously with the changing of the nodes we had. But also with this day at a time, we're really looking at what we're wrapping up because we're on the precipice of all kinds of awakenings and new beginnings, right? So if you feel so inspired, just take some time today when these energies are at their peak because this day, 5,500 years ago, coincided with the heliacal rising of Sirius. So Sirius, the dog star, has been front and center for us here. We've been talking about that a lot lately. And Sirius is our spiritual sun, and also is considered an initiatory gateway. You can think of it as like a stargate, okay? It was considered an initiatory gateway by the Egyptians, and you know, it's so at the forefront of our astrology right now. Sirius is kind of like center stage. So this is a time when you can really, they say, receive transmissions from Sirius. So come into that alignment with your spiritual sun, have something illuminated for you. It's also a good time to enter into any kind of ritual, meditation, or prayer, 6 on the clock, all right? So if there's any seed you want to plant, you know, internally right now and in the greater collective consciousness, now would be a really beautiful time to do that. So I encourage you to make some space, even if it's just a wish you want to make for humanity as a whole, or for a better way forward for all of us. Let's think collectively, not from the I consciousness. Let's step outside of ourselves a little bit and amplify that energy for the good of everybody that is on this little blue planet and all of creation as a whole, okay? Because we're all interconnected, mind, body, spirit, one note rippling through all of existence in that song of ecstasis. But I feel particularly with all this action going on, if you got North Node Capricorn placement, really think about that today. You know, hold some space to really set your sights and just, you know, internally get focused and connect with your higher calling, because it's coming in a big way. I do feel like you all are going to be experiencing some pretty major shifts, all right? I feel like you've already ended a lot. I chose the holographic tarot for you. I only picked 7:22 on the clock. I only picked this clock. I went to say clock. I only picked this clock. Time at the forefront, okay? Time bending. This particular deck is like all bent. It's very difficult to shuffle. Look at this, Ace of Cups in reverse, okay? So there's something you spilled out here. There's something you spilled out, and you might be reflecting on that a little bit, about a lost opportunity, something you had to release. I think you're cleansing right now. I think you are 8 on the clock, okay? This is very necessary, all right? This is a good day to take a little time, a little pause to sort of look at what you're releasing, to find a sense of peace with it, maybe to send up some blessing around it. This space is creating something new to come in for you, and what's coming in is very much aligning you with your North Node. No matter where you have your North Node placed, I do feel it's very significant, though, for those with a Capricorn North Node. So just pay attention. Maybe create a little space today to offer up some gratitude if you are receiving this on the 25th of July, okay? Otherwise, it's all good. It's all gravy. You're still, you know, even if you tune in for the replay down the road, energetically, you know, your energy still is coming in that greater collective. Time is, you know, time is fluid. Time is just a belief construct. It's all going down right now. So whenever you come across this, go ahead, set an intention. You know, it still connects to this point in time. Interesting. You may be looking at this. You may be looking at time. You may be looking at how much time has passed and how quickly it's gone. And you may also realize how you've kind of time traveled, like the old version of yourself, who you used to be, has gone through such a complete revamp. It amazes you how much things have changed, how much you have grown in such a brief amount of time. Let this be an inspiration for you, because I feel like there's a lot more growth up ahead. I got big, like, wish fulfillment for you. I feel like something that you've been really worried about, like, how is this thing going to come together? I mean, this deck is very difficult to shuffle. So I know that whenever I'm drawn to use this deck, something's been kind of difficult to bring together, or you're finding a hard time figuring out, how can I line this up? You know, how can I make this work? And this could be because there's multiple people involved in your situation. And so you're trying to work things out in such a way where all the pieces can fit. There's something that's coming through, though. I got big wish fulfillment for you. So I feel like when it comes to that date, okay, of the supermoon in Aquarius on August 1st, some kind of wish fulfillment comes in for you, and it like lights up your way ahead. I got that message very strongly. We know right now, though, that you're still like cleansing. You know, you're in this process of releasing, cleansing from, you know, it looks like something that was released around a love relationship. Some of you, it was a new beginning that, you know, was something you really wanted. You know, your heart was really connected to it. Ted said yes about that. So that doesn't necessarily have to be about a romantic relationship. It could be anything that your heart was really invested in and you had so much hope around. And it was disappointing to release this thing. It hurt to release this thing. And so I still feel you're in this phase right now, sort of like clearing that out and just preparing yourself for what's up ahead. So let's dive into it. Let's see what is up ahead for the Capricorn collective in this supermoon lunar cycle leading up to that supermoon in Aquarius on the 1st. You see how it's kind of like difficult to shuffle these cards. So I know there's something you're sorting out here. It's a little bit difficult. Ooh, I like to see that sign very much. So I feel like you released yourself from something that was really holding you up. Look at this. We got the devil in reverse. So I feel like you release some kind of toxic connection. You release some kind of connection with someone or something. I'm picking up big romantic relationship vibes, though, to be honest with you. You really realized that this was a tie that was keeping you bound in a position where you felt very disempowered, okay? There was something unhealthy going on in this relationship. This could be an addiction. It could be that the relationship itself had an addictive quality, or it like brought out the worst in one or both of you. This also is a case of likely trauma bonding. You were probably projecting a lot onto each other, mirroring a lot to each other through a wound you've been through. Yes, you know, I really feel this here. This comes in with the Page of Cups in reverse, okay? So I really feel like the young part of you was very activated in this connection, and that could apply for both of you. Sometimes, you know, in relationships, it can be like, you know, two kids trying to work out a grown-up situation. You know what I'm saying? I feel it brought up a lot that was unhealed from that very young part of you, right? For some of you, this was like some kind of disagreement around a child. You couldn't get on the same page with this, whether one of you wanted to have children and the other didn't. This could also be a case of you're trying to integrate a child from a previous marriage in this situation. Some of you felt this person behaved like a child. It was like you were wanting somebody that was able to be emotionally transparent, really show up in that way. But this person always just kind of, maybe they were a little bit, you know, manipulative, you know, maybe left certain details out. If you had known these details, you might not have ever gotten involved in this situation in the first place, okay? But there was something here that felt like it was really keeping you stuck in this connection. And down here we got Queen of Pentacles. That's your energy. Looks like you're in a really good, solid energy. So whatever you released here, it makes me feel like it was an upgrade for you. It's sort of like you pulled up, you know, you pulled up your big girl pants, you know, you pulled yourself up by the bootstraps. I feel like you also like set to work. We see that right here with the 8 of Pentacles, all right? So I think you've been really focusing on your stability. You know, you've been trying to get yourself into a place where you could really feel like you had what you needed of your own accord. Possibly that could have been like a tie that felt binding in this relationship. This could also be with a job. You may have been in a job that just like your heart wasn't in it. You felt very unfulfilled in this job, and yet it paid the bills. So you kind of like stuck it out. I feel like almost if that's the case, if you were working in a job like this, that there was something abusive about the job, something where you were treated unfairly. I'm getting almost like a boss that's just like a dictator almost, you know? Maybe they were really taking advantage of you, you know, having you work all these extra hours. You weren't being adequately compensated. the job had no place for you to go, really. It's sort of like you hit the ceiling and then you were just like kind of stuck there, okay? But I feel I'm picking it up that whatever job you left, okay, a lot of you left a job too, and these might be, you might be dealing with both of these things. You might have had a complete revamp in your life where you not only left behind an old job, but you also left behind, you know, a relationship that was unhealthy too. You might have seen these themes, these kind of like power plays I got, you know, sort of working their way throughout your life, you know, in different sectors of your life. It really got like the way you earn your money, but also relationship front and center. Could have been financial ties that bind in a relationship, a romantic relationship, certainly. But I'm picking up something here for those of you who left a job, you know, it feels like there was something really like sus going on at that job. Maybe something that you also felt was just like immoral or corrupt, you know, something you were really against, and you realize I gotta pull myself out of this in order to be in integrity. It's almost like something at this job challenged your core values, okay? That's what I really feel, because I feel this Queen of Pentacles is also signifying you like really stepping into that Taurus North Node energy that just passed, all right? So there's something here where you really up-leveled in terms of your work and also your romantic relationships, where you really clearly saw your worth and your value. For those of you with the child piece, where this was really, you know, speaking to you, you might have been having challenges dealing with somebody's baby mama or their mother, you know, could have been an influence in the situation. Maybe your partner was kind of like a mama's boy, you know, and the mother held too much power in the situation. This was causing problems. Or the person you were with has a complicated relationship with the mother and all their mommy issues were getting worked out in the relationship. I'm picking up multiple stories here. The signs that I have on the board are water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, also earth sign energy, your energy, of course, but also Taurus and Virgo, okay? We also have to remember that Cancer rising is Capricorn Descendant, okay? So this could be speaking very strongly to those of you who have Cancer rising, right? All significant placements. So, you know, this can apply, you know, whether you're Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, or significant placement in the house of that sign. So please know when I bring in the signs, it's more just because I know people like to hear it. It can help you kind of tap into the kind of energy. But at the end of the day, we all have the signs in our chart. All of the signs, you know, they're all there, even if we just have the house represented there. And we go through progressions in our chart as well. So be mindful of this, okay? Be mindful of this as you receive reads. But for some people, it really dings for them. So I'd like to bring it in. Let's see. Tell us more about this up-leveling, because I really feel like that's what's coming in for you. It's what came in for me with the initial download for you all. It's got like lucky break kind of energy to it, all right? Some of you are in entertainment. Some of you are in creative fields. You're getting some kind of lucky break. Somebody is recognizing your work. Yeah, maybe you feel like for a long time you've been putting yourself out there and you haven't really gotten any recognition. Look for that to turn around. I feel that very strongly, like something's coming in. Yeah, look at this. Somebody's already been looking at your work. They've been keeping an eye on what you're doing. Somebody's noticing you, and they're noticing what you have to offer. And they're really kind of considering, like, what can we do with this thing? And it may even be in terms of on the World Wide Web. I'm just noticing this gentleman here has the earth in his hands, okay? I feel like this is somebody that's been kind of like holding themselves back at a distance. They've just been keeping an eye on you, okay? They want to have some kind of forward motion with you. To me, it feels really like business enterprise oriented, okay? So I'm going to just get a few more cards out here, and then we're going to set this deck aside because I feel this is starting to talk more about what's coming into alignment for you. I feel like you're moving out of this stuck energy. And this person, this opportunity that's coming in, I think you'll really see something pop off with this, okay? There's some kind of arrival point. It has something to do with your work and how you move forward in the future. I feel like something is coming in with that Aquarius supermoon on the 1st. There's somebody who's been keeping their eye on you. You know, there's some, or you have a vision, okay? You have your eye on something. You have a vision, a very distinct vision for how you want to move forward, okay? And if you don't yet, you will by that supermoon. Look at this. This is the truth. Ace of Swords to the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Some of you may have first had inklings of this idea back around winter time, okay? So tail end of December, January, February, possibly an Aquarius season, something came through just to coincide with that supermoon, all right? This is a winter timing card, but I also feel like there's some kind of communication coming in that is going to change your fortune. It's like where things have been stuck, where things haven't been moving, things start to get turned around. You could be coming into alignment with a fixed sign energy. That would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius. And with this deck, I really pick up Ophiuchus, okay? So this could be somebody who's been keeping an eye on you. They've been keeping an eye on you. They want to partner with you on some level. I'm picking up big work vibes with this. There's something they want to create. We've got a couple cards here that are crossing energies. Yes, you know, we got the Death card here with the 7 of Pentacles. I feel like this is where you're at right now. You are in the process. Yeah, it's 22:11 on the clock. This is where you're at right now, okay? You're in the process of like closing something out and you're wondering, where do I invest my energy moving forward in the future? I think you're also very focused on your work. You may be working very hard as well. Just to set up a new foundation for yourself. And you may be wondering, is the growth going to come? Okay, I feel like this is sort of front and center. Yes, this person is approaching you. And I mean, it's really just bringing forward the message that I got on the download. This is in relation to working with you, okay, with the 3 of Pentacles here. This may be somebody that you have a connection with from your past. Doesn't have to be somebody you were connected to from your past, but it could be, okay? It could be even an old romantic partner. It could be somebody you've known since childhood, somebody you have a certain sense of nostalgia with, a deep connection with. This could also be somebody who's just a soulmate you're meant to align with at this time. And when you meet this person, there's going to be an instant like connection, that soul recognition, like, ooh, wait a minute, I'm meant to connect with you, okay? It's going to have that vibe, a bit of a date with destiny kind of vibe. And I do feel very strongly this will come in on that supermoon. By the supermoon, this will be illuminated for you. There's some kind of communication coming in around this. This person wants to know if you're open to working with them. They have some ideas for where you could take things in the future. For some of you, it is somebody who wants to work with you on that level, like they have an idea, something they want to grow with you. They may also want to work through something with you, all right? Just with the 6 of Cups coming in, it is kind of a romantic card here, all right? Nostalgic. I feel that really applies to like past love situations, okay? So if somebody comes around at this time, it may be because time wasn't on your side, you know, before. Something's turned around. The timing is like syncing up, and this is meant to come forward now. I do have synchronicity around this, right? But I feel like it kind of starts out in such a way where the conversation opens up and there's some illusion to like sort through. There's stuff to sort through in this connection. So it's not like it's just like instantly like jump off point. I think the communication is potent. You know, whatever is communicated here, it's significant and it's constructive. It's like, how can we work through this? How can we get to the other side of this? That's what the energy of it feels like to me, okay? So we're going to look into this right off the bat. I'm going to pull out these cards to get a little illumination. All right. Yeah, look at this. Bottom of the deck energy. 9 of Hearts. This is about, you know, some kind of wish fulfillment coming through here. So let's check it out. Let's see what comes through. I'm going to move these cards out of my way here. Tell us more about this communication for Capricorn collective that will be coming in by this Aquarius supermoon. What is this communication about? What is it going to bring in for Capricorn collective spirit? Give us a clue. What is coming in for Capricorn collective around this communication? Oh, a little divine play. Okay. I think this is something to look forward to. All right. I think this is going to bring maybe a little bit of laughter. Maybe it'll be funny when you see how things work out. You know, we sometimes get really stuck in our plans, right? And Capricorn can be guilty of that. You know, really having like a set way of, Ted just said yes, a set way of thinking, you know, the things need to work out this way or else it's just no good. There's something here that'll kind of make you laugh when you see the brilliance of how life tends to work things out for the best, you know. Trust that things are being worked out for the best. I feel like there's a little bit of a last laugh energy in this situation, okay? Something that really headed south initially is going to turn out very well for you. These are both coming out as crossing influences here. Yeah, you can't see it right now. Right now, you're kind of in this 8 of Spades energy where you still feel a bit like, though you feel free in a sense, you also still feel like you're kind of trying to balance things out. But what you can't see at this point is that you've already paid like your karmic debts. Your karmic debts are settled, right? You have come into a place of balance. You still are sort of like operating out of your old mindset though. And it may take you some time to sort of like clear out those cobwebs, because I feel like where you were at before, you were stuck in that situation for a while. You don't really realize how it's affected your mentality and the way you're viewing your situation. You're about to move into a much more empowered position. And it's because you balanced this out. You know, you came to the conclusion like, okay, I have to let this go. This doesn't work. And in doing that, you actually, just by making that choice, you know, it's not always about having everything figured out. Sometimes it's just a matter of making the choice, you know. You set the intention, okay, I've arrived at my truth. This is what I've decided. And from there, you know, once you've gotten out of the way in that respect and you've like taken your hands off the wheel, you give an opportunity for that wheel of fortune to turn. Now you can actually align with the path you're meant to be on. I think tomorrow is a significant like jump off point since it's the first day of the 13 moon calendar. All right. But we know whatever is happening at this time, it's leading you to your 6 of clubs. It's leading you to that success, to that victory, to that celebration that eluded you before. The reason why it was eluding you before is you weren't invested in the right direction. But now that you release that, you are coming into alignment with where you're meant to be. Okay, so let's see. What is this victory about? What is this big success about? I feel like for a lot of you, it's a big, like, your time to shine. Some of you have somebody who's been watching your work for a while. They want to get you out to a wider audience. They want to invest in you. They want to build something with you. This person may even be an investor, okay? Somebody who knows you have something that you really have to offer and you just kind of need the boost, the leg up. They see it could work out well for them too, okay? I keep picking it up really strongly around finances or anything you've been working on for a while, you know, where you've been wanting to like move ahead, but you just feel like things have been going really slow. Okay, it feels like it feels like you're just kind of like getting a turbo boost. That's what I feel like. Something's giving you a leg up. It's letting you jump ahead, like way ahead, like where you were held back. I just got the image of like a slingshot. You know, you pull a slingshot back in that moment of tension before you release it, you know. But once that tension is released, that, you know, that pellet or whatever you got in your slingshot, it gets catapulted forward, right? And quickly. So I feel like that's what's coming in for you with this. And again, here comes the Joker. It's a little bit of divine timing. It's a little bit of divine play. Look at this. It's oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's bringing you right into alignment. Like whoever is coming in, you're meant to come into alignment with this person. Because you have the Queen of Pentacles here, okay? You have the Queen of Pentacles, and here is the King of Diamonds, all right? Which is like the equivalent, you know, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm sticking to what the initial download was that came in. It feels like North Node activation, all right? No matter where your North Node is, whatever sign it is in, but I feel really coming through strongly. Ted's confirming that for those with Capricorn North Node placements, okay? I also feel like this is you in romance coming into alignment with the one that you are meant to be with, all right? There's really something that is starting to come in here. It may take some work, okay? We know that with the 3 Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles coming in. It's not like 31, 33 on the clock, right? It's a building block. It's a building block for your future. So whatever you're stepping into with this opportunity, it's not like it's just going to be handed to you on a silver platter. In relationships, there are things to work through, okay? But there is productivity here in working through these issues. So if you have this offer come forward, especially if it's somebody from your past, you know, you may be hesitant because you're remembering what happened last time. You're being advised to consider the investment. And maybe it's about creating parameters around that. Like, okay, you know, I'm open to exploring this with you, but maybe we need to do so from the standpoint of let's really like establish a friendship first. And something about working through things first before you sort of like have that foundation where you can really come into alignment in terms of relationship. This could even be with somebody that you had a past business partnership with or an old employer. They're wanting to work with you again, but maybe there were things that happened in that connection. Remember how that came in where it was like, yeah, but that wasn't quite right back there. And that wasn't in alignment with my core values. So you might actually realize, you know, when this person comes in and there was a bird that just flew by the window. So I feel like this is a message coming in. You may realize that you're actually in more of a bartering position of power than you were before. It was 33:11 on the clock when I said that. So there might be something that actually can be worked out here and it can be mutually beneficial, all right? But it's sort of like on your terms, you know, maybe this is kind of funny, okay? Because maybe in the past, you know, you had to just kind of like go along with whatever was being presented because that's the position you were in, 33, shoes on the other foot. Things are turning around. Maybe this person didn't appreciate what you brought to the table. They didn't really value it. Now they're seeing your value, 33, 44, all right? This coming in strongly for somebody, all right? I think you're going to find whoever you're dealing with, whether it's a past romantic partner or a past business partner, you know, or maybe somebody who, you know, just kind of like kept an eye on your work, but they didn't really think you would go anywhere with it, you know. They didn't really have a lot of belief in what you were creating. It's sort of like now they're kind of going, whoa, I kind of have to like, you know, I have to own up to it. Like you did your thing, you know, it's some kind of acknowledgement where now this person is realizing like, well, it's really in my benefit to work with this person. All right. This brings celebration. Coming into alignment with this brings celebration. After some work, after some groundwork, after, if it's past connection, it's all about laying down a new foundation, and you have to be mindful of how you enter that, all right? You have to be mindful of how you enter that. It does look really positive though, all right? So this is something to keep in mind when this approaches, that it does look like it leads to some big success, all right? Some stability. And something really to celebrate, a point of arrival. There's also some of you, though, that have never met this person, and this is somebody who's been keeping an eye on you, all right? They've been keeping an eye on you, and I'm picking it up very strongly in relation to North Node activation, like stepping into your destiny, stepping into your life's work, the reason why you're here, right? Those of you who have been actively involved in building something, if you've been building something on the World Wide Web, if you've been building something creatively, if you've been building something for your future, your legacy, what you want to leave behind, if you've been actively engaged in building something, a business, your brand, whatever that may be, you may be surprised who has been watching you and keeping an eye on your work. They want to work with you. This person can shine a spotlight on your work, and there will really be something for you to celebrate here, okay? I'm going to do a cut of the deck energy on this. This is pretty wild. It looks really positive for you all. I feel like you've gone through a lot, but you're starting to move into, you know, an easier time, right? Yeah, I think this person, for a lot of you, you're dealing with somebody romantically, okay? Yes, for a lot of you, this is going to be somebody that you ended a cycle with, all right? Look, this person, you know, betrayed you. You felt like this person betrayed you with the 5 of spades to the 2 of hearts. This is somebody that you viewed as a soulmate. You had a very deep connection here. Potentially, this person could have had a strong air sign placement in their chart. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We know that there was an ending here. We know this ending was rough, something closed cycle here. We got the Queen of Spades to the King of Spades, right? With the 10 of Spades there. We know that this is in the process of closing right now. And it's because there was no fulfillment here. You know, you were with this person and yet you felt alone with this person most of the time to the 5 of Diamonds. I think what you also didn't realize, for those of you that are actively in this position where, you know, you're now in the part of, you know, closing out cycle with somebody where you're feeling, you know, the hurt of the release of the relationship and the loss of it. And you're wondering, like, am I gonna come together with anybody again? Or is this just it for me? Some of you may even be almost fatalistic in your thinking, like, well, that's just it for me. I guess I'm never going to find love. You're being comforted and reassured that something's going to be illuminated for you. It's a little, you know, it's a little tongue in cheek. You know, you may have been in that connection for a long time and you were really afraid to release it. But it's like the minute that you release it, something comes in, a message comes in, and here's the seed of a new beginning. A seed to start to head in a new direction, right? This turns it around. And what you also may not have realized with this old connection is that this individual was not just a blockage in terms of your heart and you really being able to have the kind of love relationship you really want to have. They were blocking your abundance. They were blocking your finances. Some of you may actively, if you were married, you know, and you're going through a divorce, you may actively be in legal, you know, negotiations, trying to divide up assets, trying to secure, you know, financial stability for yourself in that situation, sorting out what you built together. And you are going to find that there's going to be something that gets hammered out here, something that gets mediated, where you finally can, like, you can breathe a sigh of relief, okay? You're going to have the finances you need, the security you need. For those of you that are going to have, and I mean, we're in Venus retrograde right now, and a bird just flew by, so some of you are receiving a message from your ex. They do want to work things out with you. This person betrayed you before. This person kind of like cut you off. They thought the grass was greener on the other side. I think it was pretty cold when they cut you off. It was pretty blatant. And they made it very clear that, you know, I hate to say it, but what I just heard was, you ain't shit. That's the vibe, okay? That's the vibe. This person may be seeing that you're turning things around and now they're seeing you differently. So do keep that in mind as well. I think if you're going to entertain anybody from your past, what's really coming through right now romantically, or if you had a complicated connection with a previous boss or business partner who's wanting to team up with you again, there is a need for you to, if you want to go in that direction, I mean, it does look like there could be some opportunity here, all right? But there's like a little bit of a cautionary piece here that if you decide to entertain that, you should really establish it as, you know, moving in accordance with what feels safe and approachable for you, 40/40 on the clock, all right? You really need to think about the foundation of this and sort of like testing things out. And I feel in terms of romance, it would be best to focus on friends first. Ted just confirmed that. Friends first, friends first. What cards? What cards should we bring out? All right, let's do these. Let's do the super awesome future deck. Because we do know you're going to get some victory here. Something's a little funny. Maybe it'll just be funny for you to have to, oh yeah, look, you're coming into alignment with something, infinity right there, all right? And something is being digested from the past. I feel like an old cycle is being digested, an old relationship is being digested. Maybe if things came, you know, to a close harshly, you all are working through things so you can at least part amicably. I see that here with the lilies. It's like, yeah, we had our time. It was special while it lasted. Ted just shook his head yes. Maybe you do want to preserve a friendship in this connection. You're trying to find your way through, all right? I feel like a lot of you will be able to work that out, okay? But you need to take it tentatively. You need to take it slowly. There needs to be good boundaries around it. I bring all messages in, okay? So this is very important, receiving collective reads. Please be aware, you know, how many Capricorns are there with Capricorn placements on the face of this earth, right? Not every single message is going to be for you, but tap into the overarching themes, all right? Tap into the overarching themes. I don't need to know the ones that don't apply to you, nor does anybody else receiving the reads, okay? Because when that stuff comes in, it just blocks the ability for people that are meant to receive it, right? So when you're tuning in for a collective read, be mindful. It's not a personal, okay? If you want a personal, you're welcome to reach out to me. You can do so by emailing me at broadcoven@gmail.com. And I would love to read for you. I currently have really good rates on my readings. So get them at that rate while you can, because as things get busier, you know, things may change a bit. So it would be a good time to get in for a personal if that's what you're needing, okay? And that is the only way to book a reading with me, is to email me. Don't go through my Broad Coven Facebook page or any other outlets. I don't book that way. I book through my email. But yeah, just that piece coming in. I've noticed, you know, I notice it when I watch other people's reads here on YouTube that comes in a lot. Yeah. I think you're working something out here. You're making a deal, all right? I think it feels a little compromising making this deal. Maybe somebody's making a deal begrudgingly. But I think you'll overcome it, all right? They might be kind of disappointed if you're sort of like not ready to jump all the way in when this offer comes through, you know? Yeah, I got a little throat closure around that, okay? It might not be exactly the communication from you they were hoping for as they make this advance. They might agree to your terms, you know, but they were really hoping for something a little bit more, right? It's okay. Just give it time, all right? Because we see you're going places, all right? This is blessed up by spirit with the 34 energy, that's 7 energy. You are heading into a brand new chapter. There's a lot of new people coming into your life, a lot of soulmates coming into your life. You're going to be doing a lot of travel. There's a lot of expansion for you. Again, if you do work online, or if you're considering starting any kind of online work, like starting up a storefront online, or doing any kind of work in the field of communications, anything where you have to reach out on the World Wide Web to a larger audience, or maybe you're looking at, you know, kind of starting to put the feelers out there, maybe networking, maybe you got your eyes on kind of partnering up with somebody, you have an idea for a project. Look for a lot of expansion here. And again, look at the moon energy. The supermoons are really playing a role in what's coming up for you, okay? I see this one in the distance is sort of like something happened at the last supermoon, your supermoon, that kicked off this cycle back on the 3rd of July, all right? Something happened back then. So try to review, go back in your mind. You might even want to go back in your camera roll or look back on your posts on social media around that time, just to kind of like tap in. Okay, interesting. Time is, you know, fluid. So look on your memories, all right? Look on your memories on Facebook. What was going on back then at that time? Also look at your memories today. What is going on right now, considering that today is the day out of time, all right? That might give you some clue about what time is out on. You know, it's like time's up, time to let this go, time to move into expansion. But I do feel that next supermoon on August 1st is a big jump off point, and it leads you to a once in a blue moon opportunity that comes later on down the road in August with that blue moon in Pisces on the 31st, okay? So something's really moving into a place of expansion for you. Something's taking off, all right? And I think you're going to feel really excited about it. Where you were worried about security before, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know why, but I got like hearing like notifications going off, and you're just a lot of you might be getting into something that involves sales, or you have like some kind of merchandise or the sale of something online, and you're going to be getting like notifications, all these notifications of payments coming in. Yes, look at this. You're reversing a bad luck cycle. You felt like something just really wasn't working for you. You felt really blocked. This energy is turning around. I got big, like you unfucked yourself energy. That's what I got. A lot of you, you know, you thought that people were getting in your way. You thought that others were blocking you. It was you. Like you were sabotaging yourself. It's like sort of like a cross condition. But I think you got a new perspective. I think sitting around at the crossroads all that time gave you a new perspective. I'm going to do a cut of the deck energy here, see what we got. Your read is pretty straightforward. Yeah, here it comes. The sun. All right. Happiness up ahead. I see travel too, all right? There is something here about, you know, that compass rose. You're finding your navigation. Again, north node energy, really strong. You're rising up into your north node. I feel like you had to go through some chaos. There's been some upheaval, but things are getting settled now, right? You're coming into a happy new cycle. This is what is manifesting for you with that 35 energy. It's like the change leads to cooperation with all of life. It's sort of like it lines you up where you're meant to be. All right. I also feel this very strongly with that opening message that came in for you, right? With the Sirius dog star and our own solar sun, and just amplifying that light in your life. So do set an intention today, like send up a prayer, you know, do a little ritual, whatever you have to do. But it looks like you got happiness on the way. I mean, this is so clear. There's not really anything else for me to look into, okay? And there we go. We got, you know, the house here. Again, 8 energy. 8 is a power number for you. August will be a powerful month for you. Do look for like 888, you know, coming in. It was 4908 on the clock when I said that. 8 is like a sign for you. It's a synchronicity for you that you're on track with your manifestations. I feel like you're manifesting something really wonderful in your home too. Okay, so home has been sort of like a point of worry or stress for you. You've been worried about your security in relation to a home. You don't need to worry about it, okay? This is covered, all right? Things may have been strange. It may have been unusual. You may have been trying to figure things out. I think you're getting through it, all right? And it looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and just get one overarching theme card for you. And let's go ahead and do the Halloween oracle here and just see what comes through for you all. Ooh, dawn, look at that. So we know the light after the darkness. You're breaking on through to the other side of whatever you've been through, Capricorn, and it looks really good. Okay, so and your story is very clear. You're coming out of the dark. All right. You can see clearly now. The rain is gone. The sun's breaking out on that horizon. You're feeling hopeful. You may have been in the dark for a while. I feel with that owl medicine, you might have been dealing with a lot of deception. Some of it was self-deception, just about, you know, your own sense of personal empowerment and your ability to change your circumstances. But you're rediscovering that now, okay? You also may have been dealing with a lot of deceptive people, but I think this was an important lesson for you to really trust your own intuition. You know, if something doesn't feel right to you, it doesn't feel right. Either way, you found the way through the darkness. I feel like you're getting on through to the other side. There's light up ahead, and it really comes in through some kind of communication. I feel something is coming in through communication, a message, you know, something that's going to surprise you. Okay, it gets you looking at things in a new way, and it gives you an opportunity to invest in a new direction that brings a lot of success and blessing for you. Okay, but you gotta like set it up on the right level. Look at this, you got owl again on the bottom of the deck. This is wild. Wise scene, wise action. Okay, so be mindful about that. Whatever comes in with this super moon, okay, be mindful about that, that you need to set this up the right way. So don't just get caught up in the moment. I think there's some piece, 51 on the clock. There's some piece here about you have to let this person know that you mean business, that things are not going to be the way they were before. And if you're dealing with somebody who wants to invest in, yeah, look at this, change, okay? I'm not going to end up in the same position I was before, okay? If we're going to do this, it needs to be done in such a way where I really feel like, you know, I'm taken care of in this situation. So with the sword that came in, you might even want to, like, I need some kind of contractual agreement, you know? We need to hammer things out in a way that feels fair for both of us, all right? There's something here, I think, in the past, in whatever situation that comes forward, you know, you've been down this road before and you've shot yourself in the foot before because you didn't listen to your intuition and you ignored red flags. There's something about it's so essential for you to remember those lessons and like really stand up for yourself and stand in your power, really consider what you need to feel fulfilled in this situation, what feels right to you on an energetic level, and then really fully representing that and standing in that position of power in your negotiations. Whatever goes through breaks an old cycle, breaks a karmic cycle, and it delivers you just the change you're looking for. It brings a lot of success, and it's good. So that's what I got for you, man. I don't really feel a need to look into anything else. It just looks really positive for you up ahead. You're getting through a really rough time. You made the right choices. You took the right actions. And stay tuned for this message. It's an important one.